Hey, what's up everybody? I'm your host FX Vic Mensa from the best London session stream. We stream from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Eastern. Today we're going to talk about two important topics in trading that I feel like a lot of traders are kind of confused, right? We got here market structure versus price action. So what's the difference between these two? When we're going to look at something like market structure, we're kind of looking at what direction is the market going, is it creating new higher highs and higher lows, or is it moving bearish? And if it's moving bearish, that means we're creating new lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high, etc., and new lower lows. That's if it's moving bearish. So we got these two right here. So we're gonna call this bullish. It's a bullish direction, and we're gonna call this here a bearish direction. But this is not all. There's still one more market structure, and this is one that is my personal favorite, and it's called the consolidation. So this is when market is just moving sideways, right? So you got basically equal highs and equal lows. So we're gonna call that consolidation. Consolidation. All right, so now since we've identified what market structure is, now we have to talk about what price action is. So when it comes down to price action, let's just draw a few candlesticks over here and just assume, price is coming down like this. Price is coming down and there's a lot of bearish momentum. Now we've ended up to create a support down over here, and now we have price moving back up. So we're reading candlesticks here at this point. Now let's say price comes up to a level like this and it forms a resistance. So since we formed a resistance, that means we should have a bearish candlestick following a bullish candlestick closure. So let's say a candlestick closed like this, and that resistance, we're trading gold, and gold now here is at $4,000. So we're gonna call this $4,000 here as a kind of like a psychological mark in the market, right? And we formed a resistance there, and then price later forms some kind of a support, right? So if we're gonna zoom out, because I know someone's gonna ask, what time frame this is. Let's say that this here is going to be the daily time frame, right? So let's call this here daily. And let's say the daily time frame is, let's go with this one here. The daily is moving down, so it's creating new lower lows and lower highs, right? So as price is moving down bearish, let's go ahead and say again that the daily is down around 0.50%. So now we know we're really moving towards the downside, right? So we're down 0.50%. We've identified the price action over here. And by the way, if you're still struggling with this, in the description box, there's a free daily bias indicator. It's an indicator that I made, and on the indicator, it's going to tell you if price is waiting, meaning there's no daily direction. It doesn't mean it's consolidating. It just means that there's no daily direction at that point in time. Or if it's moving bearish, it's going to tell you it's bearish. If it's moving bullish, the indicator is going to tell you that price is moving bullish. It's a free indicator. It can kind of help you better get good at analyzing market structure, because to be honest, when it comes to market structure, this should only take maybe 5 to 10% of your time. This should not take a lot of time. Most of your effort is going to be spent here with price action, because when it comes down to price action, essentially what PA is all about is, first of all, it's going to give you your entry confirmations. So you got entry confirmations. It's going to give you your edge as a trader. What else price action really helps you with is stuff like your risk, understanding risk management. There's a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to PA, because this is essentially where you're gonna actually be making your money. So you want to get really good at reading price action, right? And whenever you're reading price action, one of the most important things you can keep in mind here is going to be confluence. Now, I don't know if you've heard this before, but whenever you're going to take a trade, you want to ideally take a trade with some kind of confluence, right? And preferably, let's say 3+ confluences. You know, if you get 3+ confluences, that's basically just going to increase the probability. You know, this is where that you get your confidence from. This is where you get your conviction from. That's where, you know, you feel like you can take bigger risks. Instead of risking 1%, you can risk 2%, 3%. That's going to come down to confluence. Now that we're done with market structure, which is the easy part, and we also have an indicator for that, we can go ahead and look at price action. Now let's go ahead and look at confluence, right? So we've noticed some kind of structure here. And by the way, when it comes to price action, you have to get good at reading candlesticks. Because if you can't read candles, then you can't trade, right? So number one here, you have a wick. You got a wick, and this is going to be the candlestick body. So wick and body, that's all that we get when we open our trading view chart. Literally, that's all that we get. Everything else can be a bit of a distraction. So we want to get good at reading candlesticks. So in this scenario, we can see that price has come down and it's below this high over here. So essentially that means this was a lower high and now this is a lower high. So we've identified market structures moving towards the downside. We've created a support over here and we have another support over here. And we can look at this range and say, okay, this range is maybe about, let's say 50 pips. Right? On gold right now, man, we're getting 5-minute candlesticks, which are like 80 pips, you know? So it's quite generous. We got a 50 pip range over here. I mean, it's not generous enough, but we got a 50 pip range over here. And now we're thinking to ourselves, okay, so if we got clean traffic, right? And that means there's no structure, there's no form of a support, which was formed over here, which could make it difficult for price to come down. So we have clean candlesticks, basically for price to come and correct this range. Now remember we spoke about entry confirmations. In price action we also have strategy, right? Strategy is coupled with your entry confirmations. Now I have a few strategies that we could implement in a situation like this. So we got the market phase strategy, we have a consolidation breakout, break and retest, we got the shotgun play. So you don't want to always like mix your strategies too much. Focus on maybe, you know, like 1 or 2. At the moment I'm focusing on shotgun entries and we're also focusing on consolidation breakouts. So for this example, we're gonna do a consolidation breakout. So now we're gonna say we have candlesticks here moving sideways, right? We've identified some kind of a sideways movement over here. And the idea behind a consolidation breakout, you know, we've kind of coupling a few things together, right? This is where markets start to become fractal. So we've identified this as a daily time frame. And someone's gonna ask me what time frame this is. This is going to be the 5-minute time frame. So we know the daily is moving down. This is the main one because if you're gonna catch a runner, running trades are most likely coming out of daily volume. If you look at the daily time frame, if a candlestick closes super bearish, what's the probability that you would have caught a runner to the upside on that day? It's a lower probability because most of the volume ended up going down. So in this situation over here, we've identified daily is bearish, but the 5-minute is moving sideways. It's consolidating, right? Which is also part of our strategy. So we've noticed that price consolidating. So we might want to be very cautious about taking a buy, because if you take a buy, you can probably get faked out and price will end up going down because we've identified majority of the volume is heading down bearish, right? So we're gonna avoid any kind of buys over here and even use any sort of fake outs as a confluence, right? So let's say in this situation, we get a candlestick, create a long wick like this, and then this candle ends up breaking these lows right over here. Now we're gonna look at this here as a +1, right? So think of this like a video game, right? Think of this like a video game. Let's go ahead and clean up some of this. It's gonna make a little bit more space over here. So think of this as a video game. So right now what's happened? We've gotten one confluence, liquidity grab. So +1. Remember, 3 is the magic number. We ideally want to have 3, right? You might not always get 3, but you ideally want to have 3. So one confluence, liquidity grab. Another confluence here we can have is clean range. So we have clean traffic for price to continue moving down, right? Another confluence we have is a psychological number. Watch out for these psychological numbers. We got $4,000 psychological mark. You're always gonna have some, you know, right now gold is flirting with 4,200. I think last time we left it, we're looking at 4,400 all-time highs. You know, we just got the FOMC, the interest rate cuts now, and we're expecting price to actually go on a bull run for December. So right now we're just watching the daily time frame. We're watching how the daily is gonna be behaving. If we can start getting daily trends, and you know, once we start getting daily trends, coupled with what we're teaching you here today, man, you're gonna catch explosive movements in the market, right? Very, very important to know the difference between these two right over here. So as price did a liquidity grab, we've seen our confluences 1, 2, 3. We understand that the markets are fractal. We know where the daily is heading. We can see the 5-minute over here is consolidating. Also the 1-minute is probably consolidating too at this point. And as price breaks these lows, this is what we call like an impulse entry, right? So an impulse entry, it comes with experience. So we're just gonna call it XP. So you wanna have a lot of XP. A lot of market cycles under your belt will help with this. But if you really lock in and you focus on one entry model, you're gonna build that experience a lot faster. You know, it's like Bruce Lee, he says, fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times and not 10,000 kicks, you know, because you wanna focus on one kick, because if you land that kick, that's a death kick, that's it, game over. So you wanna focus on executing on one setup and mastering that setup, right? So right over here, as we're breaking these lows, we have a few options for where we can actually put our stop loss. We can go with a 16 pip stop loss. We can go with a 20 pip stop loss if we want to be a bit safe, or we can just use structure. So that means we can put our stop loss above this area, that liquidity grab right over there, because you know we can say it's the safest stop loss, because sometimes price can wick up and then wick down, take you out at 16 pips. But 16 pips is pretty good for me. I like 16 pips if I'm kind of conservative, if I see there's volume in the market, you know what I mean? 20 pips is also not too bad, but if you want to be super safe, you want to be waiting for structure, right? So we've identified where our stop loss is. We've broken this range over here. Remember, it could either be above 20 pips or 16 pips. And the whole idea here we're thinking is price can now continue to move down to fill this range. And don't take my word for it, but look at the market and how the market loves to mirror moves, right? If its buddies over here had an easy time moving up, that means its other buddies over here can have an easy time moving down. So I hope this video here helped you, and you know, we have plenty of examples of this in the mentorship group on the WAP database. But if you're not part of the mentorship, don't worry at all. You know, this is gonna help you. Just implement it next time you're on the charts, and remember to be disciplined. Don't over risk, don't over trade. Focus and know the difference between what these two things are and how you can use them together to get really good moves. So I will see you all during the London session streams from Monday to Friday, and good luck.